Alright, we're back for segment number 2. Fire up the smoke here. Get a little more comfortable. Alright, matchup number 4 here. We got Nilla Nation, 1-0, number 4 on the power rank, against myself, number 6, Rowdy Roethlisberger's at 0-1. For Nilla Nation, we got Ryan Fitzpatrick, Adrian Peterson, Brandon Jacobs, Daniel Thomas, Reggie Wayne, Steve Chicken Breaston, Eric Decker, Aaron Hernandez, Stephen Gostkowski. Cleveland's defense was a little bit underwhelmed last week. Rex Grossman on his bench, Kendall Hunter, Johnny Knox, Brian Hartline, Vincent Brown, who's hurt, Billy Cundiff, and St. Louis's defense. For Rowdy Roethlisberger's at quarterback, we got Mike Vick, LeGarrette Blount, Tim Hightower, Darren Sproles, Vincent Jackson, Jabbar Gaffney, Nate Wilson, Scott Chandler, Nick Folk, and Chicago's defense. It was a toss-up between this one. It's hard, number 6, number 4, which I feel. Ryan Fitzpatrick for Nilla Nation definitely overperformed last week. Adrian Peterson is always solid. Question Daniel Thomas's performance. Reggie Wayne is still Peyton Manningless. Eric Decker is not, who is Eric Decker? He's not going to have a big game. Aaron Hernandez is solid, might get a touchdown. And as I said, Cleveland, even though they are playing at Indy, their defense didn't look that great against a pretty weak opponent last week. So we'll see what happens this week. But I'm definitely going to go Rowdy Roethlisberger's all the way this week. I'm going to even my season up. This is where I get back into the action. I'm not touching my lineup this week. I got it in there how I want it. Made a couple last-minute calls that cost me last week. I got Mike Vick, who shined last week. Not overperforming, but he looked good. 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. Or maybe he did have a fumble, but LeGarrette Blount is definitely not going to get 5 touches again this week. He only had 5 touches for like 15 yards last week. Tim Hightower looked good. Darren Sproles looked good, but I had him on my bench because I wasn't sure what he was going to do. But apparently he's going to get a lot more touches than I thought, so he's in there. Vincent Jackson underperformed last week. He's going to play bigger, I hope, against New England. Jabbar Gaffney had a touchdown. He was on my bench. I left him out. Nate Washington was solid. I picked up Scott Chandler off of the free agency wire. 6'7" guy from Buffalo, tight end. So Nick Folk performed well, and Chicago's defense got me a lot of points last week. So I'm looking to have a revamped lineup this week, and I'm looking for some of my bigger stars that didn't perform last week to pick it up this week. So I think if I do that, I think I'm definitely going to beat Nilla Nation this week, and I'm planning on that. So sorry, cuz I'm getting the Playboy this week. I was wrong last week. But he's serious, man. He wants to make up with you. You know what I mean? He really does love you. You are the one for him. You know what I mean? Please take him back. So for the 2nd week in a row, you're gonna get the Roethlisberger. Hate to do it to you, but he stopped back and he went shopping. He looked real good this week. So he's back in your life. All right, moving on. Matchup number 5. We have Terrapin Station. Is that matchup number 5? Yes. Terrapin Station at number 5. And Sugar Buzz at number 19. Terrapin Station 1-0. Sugar Buzz 0-1. For Terrapin Station, Drew Brees, Mark Ingram, Ernest Graham, DJ Karim, Andre Johnson, Santana Moss, Jason Avant, Jason Witten, Jay Feely, and New York Giants starting defense. For Sugar Buzz, sorry, didn't mean to skip past the bench. Derek Ward on the bench, who's hurt. Lance Murphy, Kevin Walter, Jonathan Baldwin, Austin Pettis, Todd Heap, and Ryan Lindell, backup kicker. Sorry guys, I'm going to take a little pause in the action here. For Sugar Buzz, we have David Garrard, Shane Vereen, Mike Goodson, Andre Roberts, Kenny Britt, Robert Meacham, Lee Evans, Vernon Davis, Nate Kading, and Baltimore's defense. On the bench, he has Eddie Royal, Donnie Avery, Daniel Fells, Delaney Walker, Josh Scobie, Minnesota's defense, as well as Buffalo's defense. Sugar Buzz is not going to win this week. He is definitely not going to win this week. Sorry, guys. Got a phone call there. I have to put that off till the end of the show, but there's too many things wrong with Sugar Buzz's offense. I don't know if he's not paying attention or what. Terrapin Station is definitely going to get the Playboy this week, and Sugar Buzz is going to get a big fat Roethlisberger for not checking his lineup. David Garrard has been released for 2 weeks. Shane Vereen, nobody's ever heard of him. Mike Goodson, Andre Roberts at the flex is no good. Nate Kading, who was my kicker in another league last week, went out. What a bum. Got injured the first play of the season, out for the season. He still got him in there, so he's got 2 guys down off the bat that aren't even playing football anymore. So it makes it real easy to see that Terrapin Station is going to continue the winning ways here. Drew Brees looked good. Mark Ingram got stuffed on that goal line play, but I mean, he's not going to get stuffed every time. I like the substitution in there, DJ Karim. I don't know who you had in there, maybe Derek Ward last week, or I don't know. I just noticed you made a change, so I like that you're keeping up on your roster. Santana Moss, this is a solid receiver, as well as Jason Witten, if he can get his quarterback on track. And the Giants' defense is decent, so I'm going to go with Terrapin Station. You guys are getting a Playboy this week. Sugar Buzz. I don't even know what to say. I mean, you just love Roethlisberger, because you're going to be getting one every week, pretty much, until you change your lineup. Matchup number 6, power rank number 8, King of Hillis, and power rank number 12, Cleveland, 0-1, King of Hillis 1-0. We got Jay Cutler for King of Hillis, Bernard Scott, Danny Woodhead, Aurelius Ben, Calvin Johnson, Brandon Marshall, Austin Collie, Dallas Clark, David Akers, New England's defense. Bench includes Alex Smith, Noshawn Moreno, Ryan Terrain, Ted Ginn Jr., who lit it up last week, former Buckeyes, everybody knows, David Thomas, Ed Dixon, and Dan Bailey. Never really heard of him, he's a kicker. Cleveland has Matt Ryan, Darren McFadden, who had a nice week, Peyton Hillis, Reggie Bush, Dwayne Bowe, Julio Jones, Jordan Shipley, Jermaine Gresham, Sebastian Janikowski, and the New York Jets defense. On the bench, he has Kyle Orton, Ronnie Brown, Danny Amendola, who's hurt, Legadou Nene, Lance Kendricks, Oakland's backup defense, and Graham Gano is his backup kicker. I mean, it's another tough call. We're just throwing them in the air, right? But I'm going to go King of Hillis this week, 1-0. I mean, Cleveland definitely underperformed last week. He was a little too confident about his team. They definitely underperformed. I do like his running back core. I do. But King of Hillis only has 3 players playing on the road this week. Cleveland has 2, 4, 6, 7 players. 6 players, I'm sorry, playing on the road this week. And I just don't, I mean, he only scored 73 points last week, and that's because Sebastian Janikowski had, you know, an NFL-tying 63-yard field goal. You know, he definitely didn't get anything out of his wide receiver and tight end core. I don't think Darren McFadden by himself is enough to do it. Matt Ryan underperformed. Peyton Hillis was okay. Reggie Bush was better than expected, but across the board, I think Jay Cutler he might have a big week this week. Calvin Johnson's looking good. Brandon Marshall, Austin Collie. I like that receiving core, as well as Dallas Clark. Austin Collie and Dallas Clark are both playing at home against Cleveland this week. New England's defense is playing at home against Dallas. So that's the reason I'm going King of Hillis this week. King of Hillis is the playboy. Michael Roberts, baby. I just heard that bathroom stall door just slam shut, man. And the lock, quick. Have fun. Matchup number 7, we have Doomsday 97 and Shadow Ed Stark. Doomsday 97, number 9 on the power rank. Shadow Ed Stark at number 18. For Doomsday 97, we have Joe Flacco, Felix Jones, Justin Forsett, Jerome Simpson at the flex, Anquan Bolden, Plaxico Burress, Patrick Creighton, Jeremy Shockey, David Bueller, and New Orleans' defense. Chase Kaufman on the bench, Anthony Gonzalez, Anthony Fasano, Greg Salas, John Casey, Jacksonville's D, and Alex Green. For Shadow Ed Stark, we have at quarterback Josh Freeman, running backs Ricky Williams, Thomas Jones, flex Brandon Jackson, Santonio Holmes, Roscoe Parrish, Dion Branch, tight end Tony Gonzalez, Connor Barth is his kicker, and Green Bay is starting defense. I'm going to go Doomsday 97 on this one. They're both 0-1. I don't know. I just like I like Doomsday 97's offense. I like their defense at San Francisco. I like Plaxico Burress' chances at Jacksonville. Anquan Bolden had a nice week last week. Felix Jones is going to get a lot of touches again at San Francisco. Brandon Jackson's on injured reserve for Shadow Ed Stark, so he needs to get him. His flex player is null and void. I would suggest putting maybe Pierre Thomas in there. That's why I'm going Doomsday 97 on this one. Doomsday 97 getting the bling. Shadow Ed Stark, man, throwing footballs in all the wrong places. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up with the last 3 here. I'm gonna cut it and we'll get the last 3 out of here real quick. We'll see you in a couple.